Hello and welcome to episode 64 of my informative completionist playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now all I've done since the last video is return to the capital. I haven't done any management or anything. I've also purchased just a small number of supplies, so we're up to, well, it was 12 but we had one in the bank, and I have moved a load of Valerie's gear over to Amiri because we're going to be taking Amiri on our next jaunt out. But I think before we do anything else, we can check what's going on in the kingdom. Here, there should be one event that should be finishing up about now. Yes, this one. So this is an opportunity we sent Tristan off to complete, and it's been a triumph this time, so we get a whole host of benefits. Because he's got his very high stats, because I've given him, I believe it's wisdom that's doing this, the chance of success and triumph are pretty high. So something like a 50% chance of a triumph and a 90% chance of success. We don't have anything we can put him to do at the moment, and all our other people are kind of locked up on some events. We've got six days left on Ragonga, but what's interesting is our stats are all very close to 40 now. So we've got two choices. One, we could wait just a little bit and these would rank up to 40. We could even build or upgrade some things in the capital to get them up to 40, and that would progress our next rank. So we'd be able to rank stuff up to 3, and also if we can get loyalty up to 3, that will start our ability to annex the Camel lands. The other option is we can defer that while we go adventuring a little bit, because we've got one more loop I'd like to do, a big loop, to clean up Amiri's quest and various side quests, and I believe I'm going to do that, take that second option. We're going to go adventuring now, but we're going to take Amiri on our travels, so I need to level her up. So here's Amiri, hit level up, and as discussed, I'm basically keeping her as a barbarian for all its pros and cons, so we're going to make it up to here, I believe. So let's see how we go. So for level 7 barbarian, we get the usual 4 skill points. Now, because of some future events in Amiri's questline, having put this stuff up when it was useful, and none of it's wasted, but I'm going to pump up use magic device so it's concurrent with the other abilities. So we're going to just put everything in there. The advantage of leveling up after being benched for so long is you can skip, like, how would I say, because you're not actively playing that character, you can take things in different orders to how you might normally, because you're just leapfrogging ahead. And for abilities here, we want Shattered Defenses on Amiri. Like, we want her to be able to hit things as Valerie can, shaken, being flat-footed. But because we only get 10 feats plus the bonus level 1 for being human, the barbarians are relatively feat-starved. So at this point, we are going to take our Dazzling Display. There we go. We're not going to be using Dazzling Display on her, but it's a precursor for Shattered Defenses. We also get this, which is the first of our barbarian damage reductions, which is quite nice, but it's a small reduction, but it's untyped. And if I remember rightly, untyped damage, which will be displayed as a number, then a slash, then like a hyphen, rather than say 1/evil or 1/good or 1/cold iron. It'll say 1/hyphen, meaning untyped, and I believe it's not in line with, or it might not be in line with the tabletop, but untyped damage bonuses tend to stack up, so you can get different sources of untyped damage reduction. I hope I didn't say damage bonus there. Untyped damage reduction, which you can stack up to get a respectable damage reduction, which is otherwise quite hard to come by. But we're just getting this one point there, and so there we go. Show down here, damage reduction 1 there, exceptions, and you've just got a hyphen there. It will probably So this is the information about, say, like 5/magic and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Right. Level 8, we get another rage power. And we get another point of ability point. And of course we're going to pump strength up even more here. And again, we're going to take use magic device to max there. That's capped out at 8 for level 8, I believe we're at here. And for our rage power, now there's some competitors here. We can either boost our damage reduction, which is quite nice. We can get internal fortitude, which will mean we're immune to sickened and nauseated. But we kind of want to take beast totem lesser, and we don't want this for what it gives you. This is not very interesting to us in our build. We're not interested in claw attacks on Amiri, but it is the precursor for beast totem, which gives us this natural armor bonus, which, at least on our difficulty, does come into some use, and also beast totem greater, which gives us pounce, which is meaning if we charge, she'll make all her attacks at the end of the charge instead of one, which is really good, basically. So that's why we take this, but it's not mandatory. If you're not planning on making use of charge, you can stack up some damage reduction early on, which you'll find if you take it early enough, you might see some useful benefit out of it. We will be taking some of these, but generally at the upper end, just for a little bit of extra damage reductions. On top of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points here, we can get this 3 times, so 5 plus 6, so that'd be a total of 11, which is quite nice. There we go. And finally, level 9, and like all our other characters, we're going to take Shake It Off here, which is hard because there are other cool things we'd want to take. But yep, first of all, we'll bring Use Magic Device up to max, and then we'll bring Perception up to max as well, and then we'll start equally distributing now that we've got those two up to maximum. So again, it would be really nice to take Improved Critical here, but I've kind of made a promise to myself that I'm showing off teamwork feats and everybody gets Shake It Off. So yeah, we'll take either Improved Critical or Shattered Defenses up here in these 2 slots, hopefully. So there we go. That is Amiri leveled up. So now we're going to head out into the wilderness, and you'll notice I haven't rested. That's deliberate. It's just to save us some time. Everyone else is fully rested, so we're just going to lean on them for the couple of encounters I want to cram in to this rest. It does mean our main character would be fatigued if she wasn't wearing the Amulet of Era, but fortunately we've got that and we can use it. So our loop here is going to be coming along here, all the way down here, back this way via the mud bowl, round here, up here, 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 and then back. So a huge loop. And that will clean out almost everything which we need to do in this chapter. Almost all optional areas. However, some of them do rely on meeting a perception check. So I'm just going to save up, and there's probably going to be some fights as well. Some random fights. Oh, that is a slow save. So as you can see, events are finishing up here. So let's see. Yeah, so no ability to sneak past, and these are quite hard encounters, so we'll see what we're confronted with here. I don't want to use up too much of my resources, otherwise our saving on our rests will be negated.
Your life ends here.
Okay, what have we got? We've got Goblin Alchemists. We're probably going to have some enemies down here as well. We've got a Smart Eye. So, level 3, level 4. So what we're going to do... How are you doing for your initiative? That's okay. Amiri here is very weak, as in not in damage, but in resisting damage. So we're going to put up a Fascinate, and we'll put up Good Hope there. Fortunately, we got Hold Person, so we can hold individuals if we need to. And we'll throw up a Haste there. And then we'll see what we've got. You've got your AI on, don't you? Definitely not. Okay. Yeah, here they are. Now, if there's only one up there, that's fine. If the rest are clustered down here, 2 Goblin Alchemists. Yeah, there's a couple, aren't there? Okay, we're doing okay.
A clever ploy.
And we've got a lot to play with here, so we can just send out some skeletons and just keep everyone else in reserve. Ouch. How's that leopard doing for health? It's okay. As long as they don't actually attack Amiri, we're fine. So
Stand down.
everyone's going to come up this way. And we're going to trust in our
I'm writing you out of our story.
leopard to absorb all of this.
You offend me. This will hurt.
Let's turn that off, actually. Still going. Leopard's health is fine.
Tear them apart. So fragile.
Your time is over.
And then we're going to clean up. There we go. So the main casualty is a cat on fire. Lost quite a bit of health.
Patience.
But we can deal with that. So the ambushes are not as deadly for us now as they would have been. I always get a bit nervous when they when they happen. But for instance, that was a much easier one than it could have been. I think is how I would describe it. So the reason for coming all the way out here is there are some cool items here, and there's a piece of a ring we need. A piece of the Ring of Reckless Courage, which is located down here, which is why I'm quick saving yet again, because I really want to pass the perception check to reveal the area. Yeah, there we go. Dragonleaf Gulch. Now, this is a really tough area. I don't think I can stress that again. It's only got one enemy in it, but that enemy is capable of doing some super serious damage. I think it's the most dangerous area we're going to be visiting on this loop. So, and the main reason for it being so dangerous is the enemy is level 16, but it has a really nasty, paralyzing poison effect. So we are going to do the full buffs, full works. It might even be resistant to acid, I can't remember.
Adventures are exciting.
I'm listening. Yes. Quiet. I'm thinking.
So that should be there.
The end draws near.
A little bit more. There we go. AC 50, I mean, it hits hard. That won't
Well,
protect the cat indefinitely.
One shouldn't brag about a big sword if they can't carry one.
I'm just going to see. Yeah. So that's enlarged person. On those two.
Is there trouble?
Don't have any more blur. But, so, here's the enemy. Poisonous Giant Flytrap. Here. It's got blur already on it. Level 16. Really high stats. Low intelligence if you had some way to drain it. Pretty high AC. Acid resistant 20. Yeah, so our acid more isn't going to be doing anything. And immune to mind affecting, so there's little we can do to defend against it. What we can do
what's new?
is throw firebombs at it. And we're going to target it our mixture there.
I wrote
And
it like I saw it.
displacement.
Grotus awaits us.
And Harem can lend us a hand. So what I'm going to try and do is see if it'll attack the skeletons before anyone else. It's not immune to bone shatter. Amiri positioned to be able to charge in from the side. Melee, there's not much you can do.
You should have run.
We don't really have anything here we can use. I guess we can try and slow it. There. Lindsay. Inspire courage. And Harem. Yeah, okay, that's Jubilost. Throw some bombs. So let's see how this plays out. So it's been slowed, which is nice. Because this thing gets a lot of attacks normally. So we can now just charge in from the side. There's a high level spell, Bone Shatter, there. But yes, passed its fortitude save with a very high roll. You can see there the DC was 23. And this gets 21 modifier. So that was never gonna hit very hard. Okay. So let's just send everyone else in now. Who's it attacking? The cat. Okay, we can deal with that. Okay, phew. That went exceptionally well. So yes, a nasty, nasty enemy. The main, you can't see it here, but the main risk is its poison. So if you've got a protection from poison communal, you want to throw that up, or you'll find that your cat gets paralyzed, or whoever you've got sending in first gets paralyzed, and if you're paralyzed, no amount of AC is really going to save you. This is why we come here. This dead individual. He's got some cool stuff. He's got padded armor +2. Agile shortsword. This is a great weapon for Lindsay if you wanted to keep her as a bard but wanted to use her in melee. So this is a finesse weapon. So if you give her weapon finesse, then with the shortsword like this, she'll be applying dexterity to damage as well. So I'll just sort of point that out in a second. And this is our part of the Ring of Reckless Courage, which we need. So if we see Lindsay here, we use that. See, she'd be getting +5 to damage from Dex. So if you wanted to give her a, if you wanted to kit her out as a melee bard, you could give her an agile weapon, and she'd be having a great time. Not how I've decided to do her this time, but it's a perfectly viable option since she can get pretty high dexterity. So now we're going to travel further east to look at some mines that have been infested with some nasty enemies, but none as nasty as that giant Venus Flytrap, who I hate. I really do. That's a nerve-wracking fight, and that's about the best I've seen it go. I practiced it a couple of times because I ran through this whole loop as in preparation for doing this, because I needed to remember all the different bits I needed to hit and all the areas I needed to make sure were uncovered. So this is a little mine complex, quite similar to the Talden mine. In fact, I think certain bits of it are certain tiles are
Time to get some rest.
almost identical.
The world is full of wonder.
But we're a little bit short on resources for some of our characters, not for others. So
My skills are
we're still going to do the usual stuff. But I wanted to show off one cool thing, which with Amiri, now that we've given her the points in Use Magic Device, she can now use wands. And we happen to have a wand of lead blades here.
No time for idling.
So I am just going to have you drink that enlarged person potion and bring out your big sword. Okay? And
Here I am. See.
so it's not so bad. We'll pass that eventually. There we go. So now, enlarged, she does 4d8 plus 11 damage, which is pretty big when she's using that big sword. So hopefully I'll be able to just
A simple smile goes
show
a long
this
way.
in combat here.
What you want?
Just letting the ink dry.
Whoops.
I'm listening.
Not what I wanted. Come back, everyone.
What troubles you?
Before that lead blades expires and the enlarged person expires. Okay,
Anything is possible.
now we're going.
Yes, I'm still here.
I don't tolerate threats.
So we'll just wait for them all to cluster around the cat. You lot can be firing. Regular, please. So we can now charge Amiri in. And hopefully, yeah, so not the biggest damage, but 48 plus 17 there is rolling quite a lot of dice. Sorry, quite a lot of die. That doesn't mean
Your
anything.
life ebbs low. Amateurs.
And you can see there she's been struck, but she's getting that damage reduction. So down by a whole 1. Incredible.
Away, you rascal.
There, that's another nice big hit.
What a waste.
So you can see that if you gave her pounce, she'd be getting
Strike where the lead.
lots of attacks with big sword, big damage. Like, you know, she really can dish it out. Not as much as she would be able to if she had a starting strength of say 18 or 19 rather than 16, but still she can do a lot of damage. Anyway, there's no need to mess around with the enormous sword for now. We'll make sure we can hit everything.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
So there's a sort of mini boss battle in this
And
in this
Lindsay was
dungeon,
called
which is down here. If I bring up the map, there's enemies up here and enemies down here. Spiders down here, centipedes up here, basically. And these
take care of
are
Last forever.
So, any brilliant ideas?
kind of tough, I
Wrote
suppose.
it like I saw it.
Short on resources, I'd say. Actually, we've already... unnecessary, because we've already got Good Hope up.
Running won't help you.
Our main help actually comes from Harem, from whom I haven't used very much at all. So we can use these ones to pick off the edge. Whole 3 skeletons. Excellent.
Will they ever learn?
You should have run.
Let's keep you 2 in reserve.
You deserved it.
Because yes, there are like spawns from nowhere. That was very nice. Thank you, Lindsay, for that. 1d4 plus 4 piercing, 1d6 electricity, 2d6 sneak attack from the Amulet of Double Crosses, and 3d6 from having Sense Vitals up. So yeah, that's some nice hits.
Repent. Your life ebbs low.
You offend me.
And here is our mini boss, Primal Giant Spider. Got permanent blur, level 9 vermin, so nothing compared to the giant plant we attacked. Stats not as high either, and with much less experience. So we'll see. It's got damage reduction, cold iron, but we'll be able to bully our way through that. So let's just pull back slightly. And everyone there.
Any last wishes?
Strike.
Let's see whether we can just thin out some of this while the skeletons take the damage.
A clever plot.
Good.
What a waste.
Go. I think we are basically done.
Primitive.
If we can take the skeleton down without someone getting poisoned, because I don't have protection from poison. There we go.
Will they ever
Not the
learn?
smoothest, but that will do.
My search was not.
So this fight is like on the edge. It's like on the border between fights where I need to put in a lot of thought into and fights where you can just walk through. Like, there's a high chance you'll succeed, but there is the odd chance that things will go horribly wrong. Like, someone might get poisoned. Okay, so this is just regular vendor stuff. Nothing particularly interesting apart from the Token of the Dryad. Some spider legs and some more. So now we're just going to go clear this northern point, and that will be the end of this video. So what we've got here, Tremendous Centipedes. These are exactly the same, I believe, as the one we fought in the under depths of the old Sycamore, basically the lowest floor. So what we want here
Always ready.
is protection from acid. There we go.
Yes.
I might as well.
Well,
My skills are obsolete.
How are we doing? We might as well use various things because we're going to have to rest after this anyway. So we can show off divine power. And we've got angelic aspect and righteous might. We can stack them all up. Harem grows wings. It's quite cool. And righteous might. And he grows big. So if we see here, he's getting +4 size bonus from righteous might, which is quite nice. He's getting +3 from divine power. So yeah, he will hit very hard
Is there trouble?
if we let him. So
tear them apart.
let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's... Did he actually connect? Nah.
Witness how frail your flesh is.
Well, I know it's a critical hit, but still, it's quite nice to be. That would be 25 damage. That's pretty good for someone who, you know, his main role is not primarily combat. It's casting cleric spells. There we go. Easy peasy.
To get some rest.
Hard to imagine the early videos where a fight like that was, you know, would have been impossible. But another token of the Dryad and more vendor stuff. There.
I am never wrong.
I am never wrong. Maybe I can show off one last thing here. If
The end draws near.
we distract everything with some skeletons, I got another new spell.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Cool. So this is called lightning. So what this will do is it will give us this ability here. Sorry, call lightning storm. This will give us this ability here, which means we can do bolt of electricity basically once a round for up to 15 rounds, I believe it is. Yeah, maximum of 15 bolts. But if we put this on auto cast,
Don't hold back.
then we can just use that to zap things. And she will use that instead of her main weapon. Okay, Leopard's been poisoned. Let's see whether we can just heal it up. And Jubilost.
Fine use of my talents.
Got some work for you. We're going to hit him with the slow because there's quite a lot here. 1, 2, 3, 4 tremendous and quite a few little ones. Yeah, so that's when it fails its save. There, so we've done 5d6 electricity, which is pretty good fun. Are you cured, Leopard? Yes. Still got Bone Shaker.
Become
There.
as dust.
Call Lightning
You should've
Storm.
run.
Lindsay, Song, Alice
You
firing at
offend me.
random, Amiri doing nothing, and Jubilost could really do with some of those bombs. You could throw them there.
Clever ploy.
This is where I step in.
Repent.
Your time is over. Away, you rascal.
Your life ebbs low.
Stand down.
Yeah, so perception check succeeded. That's just up here. In fact, the skeleton soldier succeeded at that one. Okay, so that's cleared, and it did allow me to show off a few interesting things, like, for instance, how you can make Harem into quite a nasty melee dwarf. Of course, it would be nicer if he had a reach weapon, but we can make do with enlarged person and that sort of stuff. So this is what we revealed here. Subtle tints of red on the stone surface suggest the location of a rich iron ore vein laying around, as if it's just sort of relaxing there.
This is my time to shine.
So we just grab some moss. There. So yeah, and that's pretty much it for this video. We can grab here, this is the payoff,
Anything else?
which is this headband of charisma +4, which would be nice to put on our main character, but she's currently wearing the silly top hat. So, and this has more use, in my opinion, giving it to Octavia to give her a better chance of getting successes and triumphs as we're managing the kingdom, because +4 is exactly what Eagle Splendor, the spell, would give us. And since I always carry around some Eagle Splendors, this is nice on the main character, but not the be-all and end-all, and I kind of prioritize the Kingdom events.
The world is
At the
full
moment
of
she's wearing
wonder.
that silly Professor's hat to give us more carry
I'll
space.
share my path.
So that's it for this region, and we can actually just jump down here and be on our way out. So I'm going to call the video there. In the next video we'll travel west from here to go towards the Mud Bowl and to pick up some more artifacts as we go. So anyway, I'll see you then.